Certainty of death, small chance of success. What are we waiting for?
Fellas, I feel this is my lucky day.
Brilliant.
Hey, and welcome to another episode of Rankum. It's going to be a fun one today. We're talking about Andy Samberg, who has got a lot of small roles, not a lot of starring roles, is what I found out recently. But it's going to be fun. The only movies that have labeled as cameos on Wikipedia that I've decided to exclude is Neighbours, Grown Ups 2, and The Watch. But everything else is fair game for this. But over here we've got Jordan. Jordan, how's it going?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me. I'm so humbled to be here. This is going to be good. Never stopping on this podcast, Malcolm.
And also here we've got Jacob Barber. Jacob, how's it going?
It's good. Sorry, I had some peanuts in my peanut. Please listen to my words carefully. Peanuts in my mouth. So,
I can still edit that audio.
But that being said, how Rankum works is we're going to go around the horn and each nominate a Andy Samberg movie we think belongs on a top 12 list. And yeah, if it gets a majority of the yeses, then it makes the list. Otherwise, it doesn't. But Jordan, we're going to go to you first. What is the first movie you're going to nominate?
Alrighty. Well, I feel like I've referenced it already. It's behind me because the movie's not an overrated piece of shit, but Mona Lisa is. Pop star, never stop, never stopping. Jordan for real, aka Connor for real. Yeah, I love this movie. It's actually playing in the background right now, just for the heck of it. I saw it in theaters. Sadly, not a packed theater, but it was packed in my heart. Good amount of laughs. Lonely Marks crossover sans Richie and who?
Austin.
Okay, Richie and Austin. Yeah. So yeah, I think Popstar is a lot of fun. Even if you ever have the Blu-ray, the bonus scenes and whatnot, there's a lot more with like the mother and whatnot in it, and it's a fun time. You have probably, and as far as Lonely Island too, it's the most Lonely Island movie because all three of them are the leads in it. You get a lot of Yorma in it and a little bit of more Akiva towards the end as well.
Jacob, what do you say about Popstar Never Stop, Never Stopping?
If you both say no, there's no point in this game, and where I'm leaving, there's no way. It's not in the top 12.
It's an easy yes. How can you have a top 12 Andy Samberg movie and not have
hilarious if this wasn't on there?
His top 3 movies. Yeah, it's hilarious. Andy Samberg's fantastic. The music is fun. It's probably like my favorite Justin Timberlake comedic role as well as like the chef.
Really in it.
No. Maybe that's what, but like just when he's in it, like he's just funny. Like the comedy side of it, like it's not my favorite Justin Timberlake role. There's a lot of good ones, but like as far as comedy, like I wish he was in it more. But it's not about Justin Timberlake; it's about Andy Samberg, and I think him playing Connor for real. Like I think he's great. Probably one of his best roles. Yeah, easy yes.
Yeah, this was going to be an easy yes for me as well. This is one of those ones that I didn't think I was going to like. I just thought it was going to, because like it's basically a parody of Justin Bieber essentially. It's like this was probably my first experience with Lonely Island. I didn't really know much about them outside of SNL and all that because I don't really watch SNL. But yeah, it was fun. I loved it. Jacob, what is your first nomination?
Spilled my soda.
Well, I'm gonna go with the movie that was released 2 days ago because I thought it was really great. I'm looking forward to watching it again. Chippendale Rescue Rangers. I thought it was just a lot of fun. Very cameo heavy, very nostalgic. I like the direction they went with the movie, where it just wasn't a Chippendale, the TV series as the movie. I like that. I'm not going to go into too much about it because it did just come out 2 days ago. I want to give people a chance to watch it, but I think it's absolutely one of the best in Andy Samberg's short filmography, and I wouldn't be surprised, as Andy Samberg keeps going, that this one remains towards the top, at least for me personally.
Yeah. But yeah, this is an easy yes for me as well. Like, this is what I went in thinking, oh yeah, it's going to be fine. I'm going to enjoy it. I really loved it. This is what Space Jam 2 should have been. But
Yeah,
but
good.
if it was good, because well, yes, it is cameo heavy. The cameos played a part in the story as well. Like, it's not like they were just there because they were there. They like essentially, yeah. It's hard to talk about this without spoiling too much, but then again, me and Jordan did a review of it yesterday, so check that out. Jordan, what do you say about? As a yes for me, what do you say about Chip and Dale?
Yeah, like you said, a bit of a spoiler. Yeah, we had reviewed it yesterday over my channel, the Pearsco. We both liked it. You liked it even a little bit more than me. I believe you said you had already seen it twice. So he's already revisited it, and I'm with Jacob. I'll definitely get there too. It's fun. As you said, unlike Space Jam, while there is a lot of background cameos, there are also some cameos that actually play into the part, and they actually use that universe correctly. And yeah, it's fun, man. I didn't go in with any predetermined Chip and Dale love, vague, the very vague knowledge of them. But I went in because it's directed by Akiva Schaffer, the director of Popstar, and it's Andy Samberg and John Mulaney, one of my favorite comedians as well. So I was fine with it being their voices too. I know that was something that some fans didn't totally love because they were used to the old voices, but I just went in going like, all right, make me laugh, give me something interesting, and they had a fun universe, they had a fun setup. I'd like to visit that universe again, and yeah, it's a very easy yes.
Yeah, and on that note, I actually like the fact that they made it seem like outside of the Rescue Rangers universe, they just talk normally. They're not always in a chipmunk voice. If they were talking in a chipmunk voice, it might annoy me a little bit more, to be honest.
And that cameo of the guy who's involved with the FBI, loved it.
Yeah,
you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah, no, absolutely, fantastic.
I
mean, that cameo that IGN spoiled a day after it was released.
Who did? IGN?
IGN.
No, it wasn't even the day after. It was the day of.
You got to calm on that. Calm on that.
But anyway, my next, my first nomination is going to be Palm Springs. This is another one that that I think is just incredible. This is one that just sort of shot onto my sort of top 100 movies of all time. This is just one that I've probably watched a few times since, but this is one of those rom-coms that I didn't know if I was going to it because they use the whole time loop scenario and all that, which has been done many, 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 many times, but they did it in a way that it worked. It didn't feel like overplayed. But Jordan, what do you say about Palm Springs?
Yeah, this might be the least controversial episode you have yet, because I think it's gonna be a lot of us going, yep, I agree. I love Palm Springs, absolutely. Like you said, you have that Groundhog Day effect, not Groundhog's Day, because then I don't want to get the point of trivia. Groundhog Day effect, and and they do an R-rated kind of twist with it, which I really find funny. Samberg's great in it too. I love when he's going through the motions and showing Milioti that like he knows exactly what's gonna happen, and he's he's had sex with pretty much everybody. He's even tried guys. Like he's just it's really good. The J.K. Simmons part is quite interesting, hunting him down, and then some of the revelations you have with that. I really like this one a lot. Yeah, this was if you hadn't gotten to this, would have been the next one I had said for sure. So absolutely.
Jacob, what do you say about Palm Springs?
Yeah, and if neither of you brought it up, I would have brought it up because it absolutely deserves to be on this list. It was one of my favorites the year it came out. Like I think it's just a really solid movie. Solid time loop movie. I haven't seen Groundhog Day, so I can't compare it. But Andy Samberg's really good. I'm gonna butcher the female lead's name. So
Kristen Milioti.
Milioti, that's how you say it.
Milioti.
Yeah, maybe you're butchering it now.
I did. I was trying to tell you, and then I was like, wait, I think I said it wrong. So don't listen to me.
But no, I think she's good. I think they work really well together.
The mother from How I Met Your Mother.
And J.K. Simmons, like I think just the whole cast is fantastic. It's funny. Absolutely.
Weird spoiler discussion. June Squibb's character. Is she in a time loop? I feel like she is. Anyone?
I'm not sure.
There's speculation. Anyway.
Yeah. But anyway, Jordan, what is your next nomination?
All right, so there might be another lead or two, but I'm gonna go with a co-starring role now. And I just want to say something to both of you guys. Hey, I love you, man. Because I'm going for I love you, man. He's the brother of Paul Rudd. Hey, speaking of J.K. Simmons, there's some fun stuff between him, J.K. as their dad, and this is a huge cast too. If you ever look back on this, they're always popping up. John Favreau's in this for a little bit. You go first. You got the Incredible Hulks in this. I just love the chemistry between Jason Segel and Paul Rudd, and and then Samberg's really good too when he's in there. The workout scenes, talking to his brother and telling him his relationship advice as well. So really fun movie, man. Really easily watchable. I love the main two, and Samberg's really good when he's spiced in. So I'm gonna go with I Love You, Man.
Jacob, what do you say about I Love You, Man?
Did you say the Incredible Hulk's in this movie, Jordan?
Yeah, Lou Ferrigno.
Okay, I was about to say which one. Because
the OG baby, the real.
It was like there's 4 options. Which one are we going for? All right.
There's 5 because isn't there the TV actor too as Bruce Banner?
Anyway, I did not know that. Okay. Anyway, it's been a while since I've seen this movie, but I do remember really enjoying it. And when I was looking at Andy Samberg's filmography, I couldn't think of 12 of his movies that were better than this one.
Hell no, that's good.
I'm sure I need to rewatch it because, like I said, it's been a long time. But I remember really enjoying it. I remember laughing a lot. So, and I'm sure he's fantastic in his role. So, I'll give it a yes because I remember really loving it.
Hell yeah!
It's a good job you did say yes because I haven't seen it. Look, there's a couple of big Andy Samberg movies that I've not seen that are bound to come up eventually. But
oh no, I've seen everything that we can talk about. So,
well, you have to hope Jacob has.
Oh god, it's gonna be a weird episode.
We're gonna get to like 11 movies and not be able to decide that 12th movie.
Then I'm gonna go back and fight for something y'all haven't seen or something.
With that being said, I Love You, Man still makes this list.
Hell yeah,
Jacob, we move on to you.
I will go with I think another obvious choice. Since Jordan didn't go with it, I'll go for Hot Rod. I think Hot Rod is absolutely hilarious. I think him playing like this stunt guy is just a lot of fun. I think the cast around him is really good, and who doesn't want to just beat up their dad sometimes? who hasn't dreamed of that? No, it's absolutely hilarious. I love the scene when he's just falling and it doesn't seem like it's going to end. I think that's absolutely hilarious. I just think it's full of good moments. Full of cool characters and one that's highly rewatchable. So Hot Rod is going to be my next pick.
You would think for the amount of times it's come up on hot tournament fights and stuff, I've seen this. This is the biggest one I've not seen. I did try to find it to watch for this, but I just it's not streaming anywhere for me or available to buy. So yeah,
you had a week, Malcolm. Find Hot Rod. Well, luckily, I signed up for this because I was prepared. Absolutely, put Hot Rod on the list, Malcolm. No, it is fun. I had to recently rewatch it. I say that like it was a chore for Papa West and I in a movie trivia league, and it's fun, man. And actually, it's one of those movies that I've grown to like more over rewatches. Like the first time I was like, it's kind of cool, but I've really kind of grown to that charm as Jacob said, I love the fact that the plot is he's trying to save his dad so he can get him healthy and beat the shit out of him. Like the ending is literally just them having a big ass brawl. I love it. Like there's some really good stuff there. As he said, the cast too. Bill Hader, one of the first things we see Danny McBride in. Again, more Lonely Island from Yorma Tacone has a really fun part. Cool Beans and the whole cast around it. I love the little relationship between Isla Fisher. Will Arnett's a great douche. Absolutely put it on there.
Right, but for my next nomination, I'm going to go for one of his animated roles. Because he's been in a few, like the rest of this could be animated movies for them. But
I'm going to fight that actually, so prepare for me to say no.
But I'm going to go for the first Hotel Transylvania. Look, this is one of those ones that I didn't know what to think about because this is a Adam Sandler movie as well. So, hey, I mean, I don't hate on Adam Sandler as much as people.
Don't knock the Sandman.
But it's just that a lot of his movies, like around the 2000s and that, were just not as good as his usual comedies have been. But Hotel Transylvania was a really fun. Like I really did like Adam Sandler in this movie, and I think Andy Samberg as Johnny was really good as well. So yeah, I think the first Hotel Transylvania is a lot of fun, and I think this is one of the animated film series which I didn't really hate any of them. But yeah, Jordan, what do you say about Hotel Transylvania?
No, I agree. Put it on the list. This was a good one, and actually, I'll even agree with the statement of like I didn't have high expectations. You know, it's Sandler. Maybe this might be kind of lower tier animation, and yeah, I don't. I haven't seen the fourth one, but I've seen the first three, and they're all good. Actually, they're not in a Dragon League or even a Kung Fu Panda League, but there's not one that I wouldn't say I'd recommend, especially to like a kid and whatnot. And Samberg is perfectly casted too. Like he's naive, but ultimately very sweet, and you like his character and him kind of like getting along with the monsters and falling for Selena Gomez's character and whatnot. So perfectly casted, I think, for Samberg as well. So yes, I give it a yeah.
I mean, who wouldn't fall for Selena Gomez? But Jacob, what do you say about Hotel Transylvania?
Yeah, it's it's on the list. Absolutely, because I think he gives a very good voice performance in this movie. He just seems to have one of those voices that just suits animated characters. I think I would love to see him do more voice work, kind of like Chip and Dale, even if it's something like that. I think he just has one of those voices. Yeah, he plays this role really well. I would argue that all three deserve to make this list, but we'll see what happens as the show goes on. But absolutely, I think this first one is the best of the franchise. So, yeah.
Jordan, what is your next nomination?
All right. Knowing you two, I'm afraid my heart's about to be broken when this doesn't get on the list because you guys are gonna go, well, I haven't seen it. I'm gonna nominate Brigsby Bear. This is a great movie. His part's not that big, but it is a really nice part, and it's a different part from Samberg as well as one of the mental patients that Kyle Mooney is aligned with for a little bit. I'm hoping Jacob's grabbing the Blu-ray, which means he might agree. Is that what he's doing? I don't know. Yes, there we go. Okay, good. So I won't be alone in this. Okay, so yeah, so not that big of a part from him, but it's a really interesting tale, man. Kyle Mooney, who actually just left SNL last night. He was one of the four that departed. Along with Kate McKinnon, A.D. Bryant, and I'm blanking on the other one. Pete Davidson. Oh my god, yeah, probably the biggest of the four. He's a kid who was kidnapped by Mark Hamill, and I think Jane Addams is a young kid, and he finally gets out into the real world, but he just wants to make his little family movie from his favorite show growing up. And it's very sweethearted. It's an interesting tale. Mooney's really good in it. And the only thing that's bad about it is I wish I had seen more of like Samberg's character. I feel like it's actually kind of rushed, and maybe there's some on the chopping room floor. Actually, I felt like there was more to that. But it's a really good movie. I give it a yes. I'm hoping Jacob does, unless he bought the movie on sale.
Jacob, what do you say about Brigsby Beer?
No, I grabbed it just to make you even more excited because I have seen this movie. And this movie is really good. Yeah, Kyle Mooney is great. Mark Hamill is fantastic. It's
Yes.
As someone who had only known him as Luke Skywalker and the Joker, this was a pleasant surprise to see him in. Yeah. It's been a while. I need to revisit it, but I remember absolutely loving this movie. He's kind of, this guy who's, secluded and remembers the show that's not real. I want to see Brigsby Bear now. Like I always wanted them to take that show and just run with it, but I don't think the movie was seen enough for that to happen. Unfortunately, so I'm gonna give it a yes. Yeah, I wish Andy Samberg was a more prominent role in it, but as far as movies featuring Andy Samberg in
One of those
some role,
A's.
this is one of the best. Absolutely,
Yeah.
100% yes.
Brigsby Beer does make this list. This is another one I tried tracking down to watch, but it's also one I couldn't find. Because I mean, this is one I've been trying to track down for ages, even before this topic came up.
On the
because-
Blu-ray.
I mean, look, this is one that it only came out of when did it? 2017, wasn't it?
This is on Hulu. Is it on Hulu?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is one I don't even remember actually being released in New Zealand for whatever reason. But yeah, eventually I'll watch this. I'm determined not to illegally watch it, but if I have to, I have to.
Just don't admit it like I do.
But Jacob, what is your next nomination?
I said it when talking about the first one. I'm gonna go for it. Why not? I'm gonna go for the second one. I think Hotel Transylvania 2. Well, it's not as good as the first one in my opinion. It's not like a very much below it either. And I think he gives sort of like the just as good of a performance in the second one as he does the first one. Like his character doesn't really change too much. I mean, and it's a nice continuation of the story. I do think the trilogy is very solid. The fourth one is okay, but as far as these first three, I think it's a very solid trilogy that I would recommend to families with kids to watch because it's very solid animation and a very solid voice performance by everyone involved.
Yeah, this is another easy yes for me. But like Hotel Transylvania 2, I really did enjoy a lot. Like as I said with the first one, like I enjoyed all four of them. Like even the fourth one, even though it didn't have Sandler in it, I enjoyed it for what it was because it wasn't too distracting that it wasn't Sandler, but it was also one of those ones like it's obvious it's not Sandler. All the same, but Jordan, it's a yes for me. Jordan, what do you say about Hotel Transylvania 2?
I would have said no only for the fact of getting other movies and not trying to get 3 out of 12 Hotel Transylvanias. But yeah, it's a fine movie. It's fine being on here. I was trying to champion other movies too. But yeah, it's fine. It's a worthy enough sequel.
I don't care if 3 out of the 12 are Hotel Transylvania. It's about the top 12. And if 3 of his movies
Nah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't though. Well, go see more of his movies.
Right.
I got 12 I want to talk about that aren't sequels.
I'm going to try for
one is a
another
sequel.
animated movie. It is not the other Hotel Transylvania. I'm going to go for Cloudy for Chance of Meatballs. Like this is another one of those. This is done by Sony, I think. But Cloud of Chance of Meatballs is a fun movie, and it's one of those ones that it's one of those premises that any kid dreams up of, like being able to turn anything into food so you can eat his life. It's just one of those ones that is a lot of fun. I think Andy Samberg is great. I think
Bill
um
Bill Hader.
yeah,
and Ferris.
Terry Crews is in this, isn't he?
Terry Crews is
yeah,
the cop who sucks his tear back up.
yeah, which I think was replaced in the second one with someone else. But
Is it that or is it the opposite?
I'm not sure I'm really not sure anymore. But Anna Faris is in this. Like, this is just one of those movies that's a fun premise, and I think Andy Samberg is great in this. And yeah, Jordan, what do you say about Cloudy for Chance and Meatballs?
No, I'll give this one a yes. It's a fun movie. It's kind of in the vein of a Lego movie. Maybe not as good as Lego movie, but in the vein of the premise kind of like sounds like, can you really make a movie out of that? But they found a good movie. They found a good tale. You know, the invention. I really like Hader's character, and Sandberg's funny as well. The whole cast, as you kind of said, comes to play, and it's especially really great eye candy for kids, and it's fun to watch as an adult. Like, yeah, it's a good time. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a yes.
But yeah, funnily enough, about being in the vein of Lego movie, there's a Lord and Miller movie. Yeah, but Jacob, what do you say about Cloudy for Chance and Meatballs?
It's sad that you bring up the Lego movie because Andy Samberg only performs a song for the movie and doesn't actually, provide a voice for it. So, if that was allowed, I would definitely bring up the Lego movie. But we're talking about Play with the Chance.
And I was right. It's Mr. T replaced by Terry Crews, by the way.
Yeah, because Terry Crews is in both of them.
Oh, well, Crews is not that cop though.
What?
Yeah. So
if Terry Crews is in both of them, he's not that. He's a different character.
The
one that sets up his tear, that's Mr. T, and then the second one, that's Terry Crews.
Yeah,
Officer Earl Devereaux.
I don't know. I just looked at the back of the case, and Terry Crews' name was on it.
First one.
On the second one, but anyway, yeah.
I know,
the first one,
that's what I'm saying. He's not in the first one. He replaced Mr. T from the first one.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Anyways, I give this a yes too. Yeah. It's a fun movie. It's one of the. I'm not a huge fan of the second one. I think the first one is the better.
Dude, let's say no to it if Malcolm brings it up. Let's say no.
Well, it depends on when he brings it up and what's still left to be brought up.
Whatever.
But with that, Jordan, we go back to you. We've only got 3 spots left.
All right, this is one. Again, I am in the same boat as Brigsby Bear. Hopefully, Jacob has the Blu-ray. I'm gonna go with Celeste and Jesse Forever, his rom-com kind of experience with Rashida Jones. Again, he can be his charming, funny self, but there's a little bit more dramatic here. Nothing too crazy. But yeah, I just thought it was a really, really delightful movie. Great cameo by Chris Pine, as a side note, by the way. He's just in the background. Like, there's a group scene, and there's a whole big dialogue. At the very end, they finally look over, and Chris Pine's been there the entire time. I'm like, does anyone know who this is? And they're like, no. And I don't know. I just love that scene. Anywho, but yeah, I just thought it was a well-made movie. We're checking out. Kind of falling under the radar here. So Celeste and Jesse Forever is my next nomination for the group.
Jacob, what do you say about Celeste and Jesse Forever?
This is one that I wanted to get to for this episode, but I didn't want to pay to stream it, and it's not streaming anywhere for free. So, unfortunately, I wasn't able to get to it. It does look really good. I like the cast, and the premise sounds good, and it's highly rated.
Elijah Wood.
Yeah, everything I read about it is very solid. So, I'm looking forward to getting around to it.
But okay. Yeah, unfortunately, I haven't seen it.
You sons of bitches.
Hey, but yeah, I mean, just like Jacob, this is another one that I wanted to check out just for the sake of having more sort of Andy Samberg sort of led movies on this. But yeah, it's just not streaming in there. Streaming services do better. Jacob, what is your next nomination?
Fucking lazy, you cheapos.
I'll go with the movie. He's in it for like 5 minutes, but he makes the most of those 5 minutes. I think he's fantastic. I don't know why you would want to break up with Mila Kunis though. That just seems like a very stupid thing to do. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go friends with benefits. I think, like I said, he's only in it for the first 5 minutes, breaking up with Mila Kunis, but he's really good in that. Yeah, I mean, if we're just gonna talk about Andy Samberg, that's all I got. But I mean, I think the rest of the movie is fantastic. I really do enjoy it. I think Justin Timberlake and Mila Kunis are really good together. But that opening scene is just a lot of fun with Andy Samberg breaking up with Mila Kunis, Emma Stone breaking up with Justin Timberlake, because you don't miss Your Body is a Wonderland by John Mayer. You just don't.
Yeah, I mean, on that note, I don't know where anyone would not be able to find Emma Stone in the crowd. Like, if I was dating Emma Stone, I'd be right by her side as soon as it starts. Like, I don't care if I'm going to see Justin Bieber or John Mayer. It's like, it's Emma Stone. But on that note, yeah, this is one that I do like. I always got this confused with No Strings Attached a lot. I've finally seen this one, which apparently this is the one I had seen all the time. But Friends with Benefit is a lot of fun. And yeah, and why would anyone want to break up from Mila Kunis as well? And yeah, Andy Samberg's great in this. Like, this is one of those I think a lot of people say is a cameo, but I think it's a little bit too for me. Like, cameos are short, like at least 2 minutes in that. Like, I think it's a little bit long for a cameo, so I think it's
he plays
he's
an
the best.
important part to the plot.
Well, that's the thing. Like,
That's not the argument of a cameo, but
yeah, no, I've heard a lot of people go, Andy Samberg's been in a lot of cameos. When in reality, like, there's only been 3 that are classed as cameo.
okay, it's all you say that because you went off Wikipedia. I'll go change it right now and change your mind. Like, Wikipedia is not the end all be all, but I'm not here to argue cameo. I'll give it a yes as well,
Yeah.
even though I was also one that argued this is a cameo, is in one scene. But it's a good opening scene, and I wouldn't call this movie fantastic, but it is pretty good. I did like it when it came out. Not everything works in this movie, but the 2 leads work. The opening cameos work, and yeah, mute yourself, Jacob. And
Shut up, Jordan. Just be thankful I can't mute you this time.
yeah, hey, you don't have the power in this network. So, come on, I'm agreeing with you, sons of bitches. Yeah, it's a yes.
But anyway, it's on me. And I'm going to go. I'm going to go for this one. I don't know how it's going to work, but we'll find out. Because I had a lot of fun with this movie. But this is another one. And this is a Channing Tatum produced animation, and this came out on Netflix. It's America, the Motion Picture. I think this is a lot of fun. Because I'm not American, and I think they just took this American history and just sort of made as much fun with it as they could, and just all the references in this is fun. Like, Benedict, I believe Andy Samberg played Benedict Arnold, but
we said that off air. Yes.
Well, yeah, read it, but yeah,
he's saying it for the viewers, Jordan.
Nobody said I think. It's like, you don't think. We said yes earlier.
Anyway, Jordan, what do you say about America, the Motion Picture?
I wouldn't hate if this made it. I'm gonna say no personally, just because I have other things that are higher on this. I liked some of this movie. I was really into some of it, and then other times I found this to be kind of an annoying, very yelly movie that had a little too over the top for me as far as just enjoyable wise. But it was all right. It's one that I was a little late to. I think I had started it, and fell off it, and then finally finished it actually just a couple months ago. So, but there's other things I would rather put on personally.
Jacob, what do you say about America, the Motion Picture?
That's where I get overridden.
Yeah.
I
mean, you'll have a chance to get two of those on, because yeah, like this is R-rated animation done right, in my opinion. Oh, never mind. You'll have a chance to get one of those on because he forgot to put friends with benefits in the chat. So there's only one spot left now. But you're next. So good luck.
Thank you.
No, I think this is R-rated animation done right. It's my type of movie. I think Andy Samberg as Benedict Arnold, like it's just not. He's not just doing his voice, and it's a lot of fun. Like the whole premise of this movie is just bonkers, but it absolutely works for me. And at the end of the day, that's what movies should be. If you enjoy it, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Who cares if other people don't like it?
No one said
but-
you should.
But Jordan,
Yours again, Jordan.
we're on you. Do you have the movie for the last spot?
We'll see actually, because I'm gonna go back to animated. It's not any sequel though. I think it's one that's should be on here. Storks. I thought this is actually a pleasant surprise. It's one that I didn't jump onto right away because it didn't do much for me. But there's a lot of zaniness. Again, I think Samberg is really good as the main stork here. It's kind of got that in a better way Boss Baby vibe of creating this kind of interesting, way they set up how the whole dynamic works. And I had a lot of fun with it actually. I would put this over any of the animated sequels on this list. Storks.
Jacob, what do you say about Storks?
I don't think I've seen this. Like I saw it brought up, but if I've seen it, I don't remember anything about this movie, so I'm going to abstain from this one.
That's a no. I mean, it's not really the same.
I started watching this 5 minutes in. My mind was
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
I don't know what you're even talking about. I don't remember the first 5 minutes, but you should have kept going. It's pretty good and better than any animated sequel on this list.
I mean, based on that high praise, I might give it a second chance. But
there's only one animated
yeah,
sequel on the list.
Yeah, but I feel like y'all gonna shoehorn in another one. I don't trust you guys.
I'm still saying no. Jacob, do you have the movie for the final spot?
Let me look. Not nominating that one because I think it's trash.
Trash. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, if we're going, all right. I'm gonna go with a Netflix movie. I vaguely remember this character, but not enough to talk about it. I love the movie as a whole. It's called Take the 10 with Josh Peck and Tony Revolori. Andy Samberg plays a character named Johnny. And I think it's a solid Netflix film that I don't think a lot of people saw or talked about. It's a very short 80-minute movie. And it's really good. Solid performances all around. I don't know if you two have seen it. I
came
I'll shoot
prepared.
my shot. Go for Take the 10.
So this one is definitely on me. This is one I could have watched. I thought, oh yeah, it's not going to come up. I'm not going to watch it. So this is definitely on me. It's not. It's definitely not a streaming service fault this time around. Jordan, what do you say about Take the 10?
Oh, it's all up to me now, Jacob. Actually, I do got to give this a big old no. This is the bottom of my list. This is legit the last thing I have. I thought it was a sloppy movie. I didn't find it very funny. I don't think the main characters work very well together. A lot of bickering. I didn't like that much. Sandberg's not in it much. I think he's kind of good in his one or two scenes, but yeah, this is actually bottom of the list for me. I'd rather anything else I have on my list, to be honest.
No.
So that's a yes. No, sorry. No.
All right. It's on me. Do I want to try for another sequel? Now I'm going to try for this. This might be the one that Jacob says is trash, but I don't care. Like I've only seen sort of 14 Andy Samberg movies, so this is sneaking. This snuck into my top 12. That's my boy. Look, this is one of those movies which I think is fine. Look, this is one that once I see more of his stuff like Hot Rod and stuff that I said I haven't seen in this, it's going to fall out of my personal top 12 easily. But for now, that's my boys up here. I think Eddie Samberg and Adam Sandler have good chemistry. In most movies that they've done. So I'm gonna see how this goes. Jordan, what do you say about that's my boy?
So I'm in a bit of a pickle here because I do have one that's higher that I would prefer to be on the list, but there's also other ones that I don't want on the list. I don't want to just be a sequel. So I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna put this on the list because there is moments of fun in this. It's hard to say. I can't lie and say I didn't laugh several times throughout it. I also kind of moaned several times, and it's very much in that low mid Sandler tier or high horrible Sandler tier. It's about to make the list right now, Garth, because it does get 2 yeses from Malcolm and me. Although Jacob's about to be a big old no, but it's 2 out of 3, baby. So that's my boy. Will make the list.
Jacob, what do you say about that?
It's not great, Steve.
I've already got my vote ready for
Samberg
number
top
12.
12 of 16 that I have. It's in there.
I've already got my vote ready for number 12. That's that's what I have to say about this movie.
I'll agree.
With that,
Let's just glorify a teacher having sex with a student.
By the way, great casting of the teacher having sex because it's Eva Marie at the beginning and her real life mother, Susan Sarandon, at the end. So that's a great casting.
Wait, Susan Sarandon is Eva Marie's mother?
In real life, absolutely.
I did not know that.
And that's the fun casting of the movie is that the young version is played by the real life mother in the movie. The older version.
But the movies that have made that brings us to the end of that. The movies that have made this list: Popstar, Never Stop, Never Stopping, Chippendale Rescue Rangers, Palm Springs, I Love You Man, Hot Rod, Hotel Transylvania, Bigsby Beer, Hotel Transylvania 2, Cloudy for Chance of Meatballs, Friends with Benefits, America the Motion Picture, and That's My Boy. But now we go around and write down what we want at 12.
I would have rather had Space Chimps on the list than That's My Boy.
Oh, that actually is a gap of mine. I never did see Space Chimps, which he hosted Jimmy Kimmel recently, and he kept bringing it up.
It's solid. It's not it's not like the best animated that he's done, but
he joked about how they ran out of budget and they still released it. So I don't know. I'd have to watch it.
What, Jordan? What do you have at 12?
He's also upset that he wasn't asked back for Space Chimps 2. I'll agree. That's my boy. She is at the bottom.
Jacob.
That's my boy.
I put America the Motion Picture, but That's My Boy is going to be 12.
Don't worry, Malcolm. Keep your board, and I'll agree. Spoilers. Mona Lisa, you're an overrated piece of shit.
I'm very curious to see how the top 4 go.
Yeah.
I think there's a.
As long as we don't get fucked like the U.S. government fucked Bin Laden, you know what I'm saying?
Jacob, what do you have at 11?
Just because he's not in it as much as some of these other movies, I went Friends with Benefits.
I've got America the Motion Picture still.
I don't believe.
Yeah, I agree with you. Let's put it in that America. America, a girl.
I don't believe he didn't show his board. It doesn't count.
I did.
I mean,
Michael didn't.
I mean, I didn't change it from last time. So I was
also, you're the host. Just boot him or mute him.
Sure. You don't like it when it happens to you, Jordan, but you're okay with it happening to other people?
Absolutely. When you're not on the other end of it, it's hilarious.
It kind of is.
I got your back, though, Jacob. I've been on this one round. Other rounds, I don't have your back at all.
But yeah, I don't normally do this, but I'm going to go against what I've got on my personal letterbox things, just because he is not in this movie a lot. Friends with benefits, Jordan.
I was lazy and went FWB.
Clean sweeper.
Minus 12 points to Jordan.
What? we're doing points? All right, guys, come on. Have my back on this.
Okay.
It's fitting. The last three was 10, 11, 12. Jordan, what do you have?
Hotel Transylvania 2.
Jacob.
I cheated. I was lazy. I just wrote HT2.
Really, Jacob?
I mean, I slightly cheated, but just because I was rushing after finishing the banner, I put Hotel Trans 2. But
Oh, look at that. All in agreement. I'll go this one. Can you tell which one I'm writing down by all the writing I'm doing?
Yeah, Hot Rod really is a lot of letters.
I didn't cheat on this one.
I did halfway through. I was not going to, and then I gave up halfway through.
Cloudy with a
Pretty much.
Jacob.
Cloudy with a chance of meatballs.
Cloud of a chance of meat.
Cloudy and then abbreviations.
Cloudy with a chance of meat.
With the chance of meat. Oops, I didn't have the right movie. It doesn't count. I put with the chance of meatballs.
It's okay. The two of us had something.
I mean, we know what you mean.
I know. I'm joking. I'm saying like if it was trivia, someone would be like, he said the chance, not a chance.
Actually.
All right, what's left? Okay.
To be fair, if you're losing a point for that in trivia, so am I, because I just put meat. So
We're down to 7, right?
Yep.
This might be the shortest episode I've been on.
Yeah, we did get this kind of done quickly. He's about to sign. He's about to autograph a penis in Popstar.
Can't say penis on YouTube, Jordan.
Oh, sorry.
You just did, Jacob.
A peni.
I put
He's holding it. Hell no. Hotel Transylvania, the first one.
Uh-oh, is anybody watching? Because we have a tie. I said I love you, man.
Oh yeah.
So chat, a bit of a tie. So the first person to say either Brigsby Beer, Hotel Transylvania, or I love you, man, is the one that breaks this tie. Yeah, that is correct, 7. It is usually shorter than those 3 people. And Garth got in first. It is Brigsby Beer.
Screw you, Garth.
Garth.
I love you, Garth, but that was the wrong choice.
It doesn't count if Jacob or Jordan put it in the chat, and I do know what real pro wrestling is.
Damn it!
I shouldn't have erased my board. I thought.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I also erased mine and went, oh wait, I didn't win. I got to find it again.
I mean, at least Jacob was honest and used his own accounts.
Oh
That's
yeah,
I
knew
the one
I
I
knew
was
my vote
signed
wouldn't
into. That's what I was signed into.
Oh yeah. Shut up, Steven. It's gonna be I Love You Man. I Love You Man is next.
No, at least I hope not, because it's better than this.
I also put I Love You Man.
Oh, you guys are wrong.
Told you.
Oh, you were right, but
Don't
wrong.
erase your board though.
I know. I remember now.
Okay, Jordan, you can't use the account with your last name in it.
Damn it! All right.
Jacob, what do you have for 5?
I went Hotel Transylvania, right here.
I also read Hotel Transylvania.
That's my middle name, Jacob. Pierce. You're supposed to be my best friend. You should know this.
It took you 2 minutes to realize that.
Shut up. We're down in the top 5.
Hotel.
Oh, no,
we're
4.
This is gonna be
Okay.
4.
What we've got left is we have Hot Rod, Palm Springs, Chippendale Rescue Rangers, and Popstar. I've got Hot Rod, Jordan,
I agree.
Jacob.
I'm not mad at it. I put Chippendale, but that's only because it's like the most recent, and I've seen the other 3 more.
It's hard to say. I could be on recency high, but I feel like I'm gonna go back to it and had a better time.
I'm not mad at Hot Rod being 3, and I just erased my board again.
Just are you so used to it with trivia? Like, all right, what a done.
Jordan, the Pierce Co. Really?
I'm running out of accounts.
I'm totally not Jordan.
Damn it!
It's not.
Yeah.
I've got Chippendale. Jordan, what do you have?
I'm with you on that.
Chippendale seems like a good number 3. Who knows? We do this list in a year, and it might be number 1. Oh, now we read our number 1, right?
Oh,
yep.
I always forget that.
This is legitimately tough.
It is, and honestly, like it's one of those where like I'm not too worried because if I'm wrong, not wrong, but if I'm outvoted, I'm cool with it.
Jordan, what do you have for number
Locking
1?
it in.
I really love Popstar. I'm gonna go Popstar.
Jacob.
Yep, it's number 1, Popstar.
Oh snap!
I went Palm Springs, but I don't hate
Cool.
Popstar being number 1. So
Cool. I would have felt the same way otherwise. I love Palm Springs. I know people in the chat loved it too, so they might get a little upset at that. But Popstar is
It's
great. So
great.
is Palm Springs.
He says
That 2 was hard, and that 3 and 4 was hard, like separately. Yeah.
I'm very pleased with the top 5 that we have.
What was number 5? I don't. I like the 4.
Yeah.
I like number 4. I like 4 the
and I actually forgot to do honorable mentions. I don't know if there is much left to talk about. But Jordan, what did you have any honorable mentions?
Oh, let's see. What did we not talk about? I mean, honestly, I wouldn't have hated if the 3rd Hotel Transylvania got brought up. I haven't seen the 4th one. I was gonna nominate the To-Do List with Aubrey Plaza. I think she might be the one he had. I know she's one of the guys she tries to hook up with. Pretty funny movie. I only saw it the once, so it was at the very end of my list. I don't hate What's Your Number? That was right above Take the 10. So that's it. And then we're out of movies.
Jacob, did you have any honorable mentions?
Yeah, I kind of mentioned it earlier with Space Chimps.
Oh, yeah.
It's fine. It's okay. It's not. But when we're talking about an actor with a smaller filmography, those number 10s through 12s could be fine movies. And then Hotel Transylvania 3 is really good, and 4 is it's doable.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I actually would have bought Cloudy with Transformables too. I actually do like that. I also don't hate watching that, but I know somewhere out there,
Yeah.
Christina Vassallo and Anthony Tisdale are screaming that it's not on this list. But also like the to-do list as well. But yeah, but that being said,
And if you want a good animated movie, watch Storks and Celeste and Jesse Forever. I do recommend as well. Also, you never finished the countdown on the bottom. It just says Hot Rod.
Yes, he wasn't in Grown Ups. He was in Grown Ups 2, but that was only a cameo.
Yeah, he's one of many SNL male cheerleaders seen recently on Picks and Lists.
I thought his cameo. I really liked his cameo in Neighbors.
The
toga.
I mean, the original, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. That was the one that pained me that I couldn't bring up myself because I love Neighbors.
I like Neighbors. Yeah, Grown Ups 2 would not have made the list regardless because that movie sucks. But Neighbors would have been like maybe top 5. Well, maybe top 10 for sure. Maybe top 5.
But our top 12 Andy Samberg movies. At 12 we've got That's My Boy. At 11 we've got America the Motion Picture. At 10 we've got Friends with Benefits. At 9 we've got Hotel Transylvania 2. At 8 we've got Clouded for Chance and Meatballs. At 7 we've got Booksby Beer. At 6 we've got I Love You Man. At 5 we've got Hotel Transylvania. At 4 we've got Hot Rod. At 3 we've got Chippendale Rescue Rangers. At 2 we've got Palm Springs. And number 1 we've got Popstar, Never Stop, Never Stopping.
Shout out to Andy Samberg. I love you.
Man.
Watching. Man.
Yes, Brian, I know that's what he said. I was pointing out he was in the second one. It doesn't matter. Anyway.
Negative 12 Bride.
Anyway, Jordan, where can people find you online?
All those comments you saw on YouTube, you can find them. Subscribe to all those channels. The Piersco movie trivia. We do a trivia a couple times a week. Sometimes you'll see these gentlemen on there when I can hunt them down. Jacob's very hard to hunt down recently. As well as the podcast, a show about shows. I'm doing some movie reviews recently. I just did one with Malcolm. I'll be doing more of those with special guests. Jacob, maybe we could schedule ever clears up as well. Once again, you can find me over at the Pierce Wrestling Channel, Wrestling Podcast, Kayfabe Corner. You can find exclusive wrestling matches, as well as Real Pro Wrestling. We're live Friday in Fort Myers. Cody Deaner of Impact Wrestling. We got a dog collar match, multiple matches on SAC. That's gonna be great. And the day after that, Saturday in Tampa, Fighting for a Cure 7. Great charity show we do every year. All the proceeds to the American Cancer Society. We've raised over like at least 20 grand. I think it's 40 actually, but I gotta look. But we've raised a lot of money over the last 7 years. We've already raised a couple grand this year without even doing the show yet. Haku will be there, aka Ming, legend, as well as Jimmy, the Mouth of the South Heart will be there, legend. JPO, legend. So that'll be great. And I do the Lonely Marks Wrestling Podcast with Jacob, Richie, and Pez, or sometimes Richie, all the times now. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But Lonely Marks, that's on the Movie Hero Network. Movie Hero Network.
Jacob, where can people find you online?
Jordan just mentioned it. The Lonely Marks Podcast. We just did a show recently where we talked about some of the big news events of the week and our favorite matches of all time. A bit of a longer episode than normal, but it was still a fun one. I think going forward, we'll limit our list to top 5 and not top 10 because we like to talk. But we did our favorite matches of all time. I was fine doing a top 10 for that. But anyway, we're gonna try to find a time, hopefully to go this week. It seems like scheduling conflicts are hindering that, but I'm sure we'll be able to work something out. I also do a podcast about movies with Austin over on the Movie Hero Network. We actually just did a show today discussing the Scream franchise, so that's on the channel. We talked about all 5 because I finally watched the last 3, and it was a good time. It was a good discussion. Next week we'll be doing a sort of a anniversary celebration show where not an anniversary of the podcast, but movies celebrating anniversaries. So from 5 years, 10 years, all the way up to 50 years, we each chose a movie celebrating those specific anniversaries, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, that's what I got. Oh, and tomorrow, I'm pretty sure JB3 hasn't confirmed, but I should be doing a combat wrestling trivia at 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific, because that's the time zone I live in, and I care about it, even if some people on this panel don't. Looking at you, Jordan.
I wasn't listening. What happened?
Oh, I was just talking about how great of a guy you were, and
Thank you.
Saying nothing but nice things about you.
Thank you.
But
Power trip, baby. I know. I was out of breath at the end of that.
and that will be coming up at like after we go off.
Ooh, what you thinking, Malcolm? What's on the list?
I will say what is on the list.
You're putting you on the spot.
I'm gonna, because of Top Gun Maverick, I'm going to have top 12 Val Kilmer movies.
Oh.
Also, we've got top 12 action movies of the 80s on this poll.
Ooh.
In the honor of the Bob's Burgers movies, because apparently Zach
Ooh.
Galifianakis is going to be a voice in it. Top 12 Zach Galifianakis movies.
Oh.
Top 12 Def Leppard songs.
Oh.
And top 12 Game of Thrones moments. That will be on the poll when I
If Galifianakis wins, I'm in for that.
I think I know which one's going to win. I'm calling it now. It's going to be 80s action.
But that being said, also I'm surprised that Jacob didn't try signing in as a Movie Hero Network to try and cheat, because I wouldn't have known.
I only have access to the StreamYard account, not the YouTube.
But that being said, you can find me over on Take 3 hosting Rankum every Saturday. We're going to go back to the usual.
No top 12 Anthony Edwards movies? Come on, man.
Maybe sometime.
He's a basketball player for the Timberwolves. Why was he making movies?
Wait, am I thinking of the wrong guy? Who's Goose?
No, he's just a basketball player named Anthony Edwards.
Oh. We're going to prolong this episode, Jacob. Let him wrap it up.
But I mean, very good. We could go for a whole hour of rambling if we wanted to.
All right, let's sing. Mona Lisa, you're an overrated piece of shit. With your terrible style and your dead shark eyes and your smirk like you're hiding a dick.
But you can find me. I believe it's this Tuesday. I'm going to be on Tournament Fights where we do Jim Carrey versus Robin Williams. And you can also find me all over the place wherever there's trivia and stuff happening.
I'll be there in tournament. I'll be there in tournament fights.
I wanted to be there, but I can't.
That's the whole reason I didn't put Tom Cruise there, because we've already done Tom Cruise and he hasn't done a lot of new movies since we've done that episode.
The Mummy 2017, number 1.
It wasn't.
But number 3.
But yeah, with that being said, I'm going to just go out on this, because why not?